Well, hello everyone. Welcome. Hope we're all doing good. Right, we keep forgetting this mail with coups. Spud Club 2 hall upgrades. So let's do this. Go to Spud Club 2. We're going to jump on in and see what's prepped and what's ready. Probably not going to be such a long stream today. Because I've got my eye on the fact that every day this week, we've done these streams, and every day I've put out an End of Dragons daily. I've produced an End of Dragons daily afterwards, but that's it. I've not done, like, there's a Guild Wars Mysteries, there's loads of stuff that I wanted to do, and I've not done it. And all of a sudden, it's like, I'm streaming and I've stopped doing the stuff I want to do. So I'm going to do an actual bite-sized one here today and see if that actually means I'll have the energy for all those other things. How's the dog puke today? I just let him out so that hopefully he won't puke. And I'll keep my eye on him. It was really gross, man. It was horrible. I had to, I'm going to go up to the Wild vs. World area. I had to spend a lot of time scrubbing the carpet yesterday. And it kept coming out yellow, the water, every time. Like a thick, like syrupy yellow. And you just knew that that was the vomit coming up every time. As I squeezed it out of the sponge and it ran through my fingers. Oh, yeah. Lovely. Alright. Scribing turret gates. Craft schematics to manufacture a tier 3 improvement that causes gates at your guild's claimed objective to actively attack invaders. So, we can now claim SMC. I'm amazed I haven't been able to do that. Sheet of fine... Oh, I guess sometimes I'm ripping Spud 1. So. Sheet of fine paper, mithril, cured thick leather squares, mystic crystals, 10 ecto. That looks laughably low these days. Elderwood, and large scales. I would love End of Dragons to like have something like this, I don't know. I'll look at these things. We can also get the Vitality Aura. Adds 100 Vitality bonus, so 1,000 health to any boon applied by a Guild Aura around an objective that I claim. But that will only hit, that won't hit camps. You don't get auras around, that won't hit, yeah, you don't get auras around camps. But you do other places, I think. Maybe it's only keeps? I don't know. Anyway, that heart icon, that makes me think of, like overhealing in Minecraft or something, I don't know. We've got the Guild Siege Golem from Scribing. Craft schematics to manufacture Wild vs. World Siege Golems that cost less supply to build. Which is a bit funny because, you know, Guild stuff you can collect by bypassing all of this. I was thinking of doing a video series, or a video, or, I don't know, something, where I basically show off a big and intricate and awesome system that ArenaNet has built. And then I show the thing that undermines it and makes it not relevant anymore. There was a weird thing happened on Reddit this week. There was a threat. There was a viral video thing. You know, like on TikTok, they'll have like a person react to a thing, and it'll be split screen left and right. Some woman did a reaction to some guy reviewed a kid's toy where he's putting like the you've got a bunch of different shaped blocks and a bunch of different shaped holes, and you're meant to put the different shaped blocks into the correctly shaped holes. So if you've got a star shaped block, it's meant to go in the star shaped hole, right? You know, it's for kids. It's one of those spatial puzzles, so they can start learning what the physics of this reality are like after they've awoken into the Matrix. And they need to configure. And anyway, this guy did a YouTube review where he pointed out how shoddily made this one was, because every single time you could just use the every single shape would fit into their rectangular hole. And so then this woman did this thing where she did like a reaction video, and she was pretending to be the dev of the toy. And she was crying because the guy kept hitting the same thing. It was very funny. Anyway, I saw that like 2-3 weeks ago. I saw that a while ago where it first hit. And the only thing I could think when I was watching it was I was thinking, that's Guild Wars 2 dev. That's very funny. And apparently someone else had that same thought, because I woke up like 4 days ago to see that the Guild Wars 2 subreddit had someone had edited together they had taken this reaction video thing of a YouTube video thing. Maybe it was all on TikTok the whole time, I don't know. And they had like really shoddily edited in like profession icons and raiding shit, which is like it was good, and they had some talent to do it, and cool, you know, they had the inspiration, and that's cool. But it kind of aggravated me that it was just fucking raiding. Get over raiding, you morons. Get over it. There's that video applies to 1 billion areas of the MMO. The MMO is constantly undermining itself, and solutions and tools that the players have are too overly applicable. It's happening all over the place. But all this guy could think of was, oh, Chrono invades. And he kind of, that was his version of it. But anyway, you know, it was cool, and it was really interesting to see that someone had also had the thought, that's Guild Wars.
Keep a steady eye.
To a certain extent, I just think it's MMOs in general, but there you go. All right, the Siege Golem. How the hell do we get from a Siege Golem to that? The Watchtower. Craft schematics to manufacture tier 3 improvement that reveals enemies in your region's claim tower on your map. I like the Watchtower. Wow, we've really been working hard here. Scribing presence of the keep. Craft schematics to manufacture a tier 3 improvement that doubles the effect of your guild's auras at your guild's claimed keep. It doubles the effects of the auras, so we go up to 2k. That's an interesting buff. I'm not just reading these, I'm actually interested in these, because this is info that's kind of started slipping on me. Now, we don't have... This, we do have everything for the guild shield generator, but not the Ethereum. We've got to let it roll in. Really, I should try to empty us of Ethereum here. So if I can, I would rather do that. Looks like we have everything except the mats for the magic find at the moment. Let's pop to another building and see if there's anything else we can do. What level are we? How close to 69 are we now? We're 63. So we're right on the cusp, I have to say. God damn, man, I watch WP so I don't have to match with this TikTok shit. No, it's good. It was very entertaining. The original thing was very funny, and the Guild Wars version was very funny. Doug, I've got to say, you typed a bunch of old nonsense on a video yesterday. Like, complete nonsense. I did this, just so everyone knows this story, I did the community poll on YouTube, in which I said, what expansion should End of Dragons be more like? And I left it clean and simple, because I wanted to see, in broad strokes, which ways people lean. And I didn't want to cop out by putting a third useless option that said, a bit of both, which is the most obvious thing, and would have had 95% of the votes. And Dark said, oh, it's stupid to not have a bit of both, and tried to justify it in a YouTube comment. Do you want me to read it out to everyone, Dark? See how well your argument will stand amongst other people? It was a bunch of waffle. It was ridiculous. Keck, I thought you'd talk about that on stream. I didn't know. When I was reading it, I was like, is he just baiting me to respond? Because when I did my controversial comments video or whatever, he had one in there saying, I thought I'd get on this list. And unfortunately didn't. Right, here you go. This is perfect. We've already got 14 Ethereum again. At the rate that I'm bringing these upgrades in, this is moving way too fast. Anyway, decorations 3. We're actually going to max this building now. So we increase the inventory of our guild decorations. So let's properly dive into this one, just for the funsies here. Douglas Bird. This is going to allow us to buy candles, columns, flagpoles, fountains, water balloons, and basic torches. All of which are completely uninteresting. I mean, the white balloon does represent a big upgrade path, and the fountain is very cool. These two are good, right? But all of these are completely uninteresting, especially in the context of the game today, with all the other festival and fractal and raid and living world decorations that you can get. I honestly look at the guild stuff at the moment as like one of these like really... This invokes in me that odd sensation of like, fuck, fix it, please. Come on, look how cool this is. Look at all the work you put in, and it's kind of being wasted, and I feel, oh, it makes me feel like, I don't know what the word is. Anyway, there we go. We can buy it. It's going to cost a shit ton of stuff. 300 linseed, 300 extra coarse sandpaper, 2,000 elder wood, and 10 dragonite. You know, that's another place they can put a sink for these. Look at this shit. I've got 81 dragonite just sitting there at the moment. And it's building up again now that I'm doing the World vs. World stuff again. So, I don't know. I can figure this out. Anyway, there you go. Look, beautiful. Beautiful coups. I don't know if you're out there. I don't know if you can see this or you're watching the VOD or whatever. Maybe someone can at you about this. Look at that. Beautiful. 0 Ethereum. I hope that makes you happy. We're getting there, man. We're getting there. Oh, wow. Did this menu refresh actively? I didn't see the animation of the transition. I wonder what that looked like, of them unlocking. Right, well, there you go. Let's just get one round of this. I might buy my provisioner tokens on stream today as well. The achievement we'll be going for today is a nice, short and easy, simple one. I will try it on Necro, though, I guess. It might be hard on Necro. I don't know. Oh, you want to read it? You want to read Dogs Like Nonsense? All right, let me get in here as well, then. Oh. Oh, no, this is the personal story. What am I doing? It's the Bloodstone, everybody. Let's pull this back. Yellow Eat subbed with Prime. Oh, yeah. We'll read the notifications out as well. I know to a lot of people, it's not going to look like that bar has moved much from yesterday to today. But there are some people, and, you know, I definitely do want to read them out, and I'm not going to forget that. So we will do that in a second. I'll probably turn the yellow bar off in a minute. We did get a lot of money between today and yesterday, in my opinion. But, you know, I think it's a bit icky. I always love when I load in right as it ends, because that's a real sign of how many mega servers there are that are flowing through this at any time, that you can pretty much at any point join this and they'll spin you into one that's just about to close. It really shows what kind of population is doing it. Always makes me happy. Don't give him the attention with a capital M. I think it was a boring comment as well. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm happy to be wrong about it, but I was not very compelled by the argument. Yo, how do you have a halo on your toon? Well, there's 2 ways to get halos. Actually, there's 3. I think there's 2 headpiece skins, of which one is what you're looking at right now. And there is also a consumable. Or a novelty, I guess it is now, actually. I don't know what it looks like when you use the skin with the novelty. Basically, I just try. You'll see in today's End of Dragons Daily, you'll see me building the fashion wars for this character or trying to dye it or something. I was just trying to get a character that looked as fiery as possible. Now, I don't know what the Heart of the Kana infusion looks like. Doesn't that give you flame skin? I don't know really what that looks like. That's obviously very rare and really expensive, so I'm not going for that. But the rest of it, I'm trying to just... And I don't care how scummy or obnoxious or ridiculous it looks. So do you remember that outrage about a gem source skin that dares to have an unsheath effect? Do you guys remember? Well, I'm using that. So if you watch when I unequip my weapons, we get this phoenix that rises and explodes above our head. Infuriated people, that did. Look at that. Oh, dear. Oh dear. And it's big and fiery, so I'm doing that. And then I'm also going to do... I have Ember Glow, which is some kind of classic 2012 stuff. I was also thinking of the Wyvern Roost Scepter, because he's cool. But he's also not really fiery. But I kind of consider them a matching set, that Scepter focus. Gem Store Obnoxiousness. Yeah. Hacks View. We're at a very crazy number. Very crazy number. I got some great advice on Patreon yesterday, on Discord yesterday, on the Patreon channel on Discord, about the kind of stuff that we can go for. I think I need a little bit more convincing, because I've been at Intel. I realized the prospect of buying a new PC right here, right now, that I've kind of become a bit of a fanboy. I'm not a fanboy. I'm just like, I'm like an old man. I've become a bit of an old man in terms of I'm scared of change. So, like, I'm looking at this whole Ryzen stuff, and I'm like, oh god, I've been using Intel CPUs for ages. I don't want any issues. I don't know what it's like on the other side. Also, I still sort of thought that you were meant to pair Intel shit with Nvidia stuff, and then the other side of the aisle stayed together as well. Imagine unsheathing that scepter straight into Fire Elite Scepter 3. Yeah, because it is basically a phoenix, isn't it? It is going up a bit or whatever. I mean, the sound effect, it might not be the same, but they put the same sound effect on this, so it gives you the impression that it is pretty much the same. Ryzen experiences are the exact same once it's in. It's just fast as fuck. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. So, I'm still a little bit cagey about that for some reason. And I shouldn't be. And I've now acknowledged and realised that that's there within me. The only thing about AMD processors you don't like is that they run hotter. Nvidia themselves is best advertising their GPUs paired with Ryzen. Are they really? Well, there you have it. Well, they have it. The End of Dragon's daily footage is an amazing moment where I actually got to put up 3 shades in 3 different areas and Sand Shroud, Desert Shroud, and they all worked. They all did stuff. I've never had that experience. But I had that in the footage today. You guys can look forward to that. It's a big moment. I'll let you guess at what point of what story step I was able to efficiently utilize that in. I bet you can't guess it. Unless you were spying on me in game yesterday and saw where I was logged in on. I bet you can't guess where that footage will be. Do you think they're going to make Gen 2 Water Legendaries on the next expansion? We've kind of had that discussion a few times, but I think it's possible. Yeah, I really do. I do think it's possible. Right, let's read Darg's Waffle. Then I'm going to read these people's names out and their messages. And then I'm going to get this achievement. Oh. I'm searching for a video titled Darg right now. That's not what I should be doing. I can read his first ever message as well on YouTube. Should we have a look at what that might be? Oh, that's going to take some scrolling. I'm not going to do it. Here's what he says. Again, your point about forcing people into a corner for your poll is invalid. Forcing a binary choice from a decidedly non-binary comparison, i.e. across the plurality of dimensions you listed, is more likely to skew the final poll results. At worst, people are throwing their vote at either option without reason. This is not... Of course people are reasoning. They're not deliberating on every little aspect, obviously, but they are taking a grab bag of general sentiment. A poll thrown to the community is never going to be the place for an all-encompassing fucking conclusion on this. Anyway, I'll let him speak. He's more likely to finally skew the poll results. At worst, people are throwing their vote at either option without reason... question mark, only so that they may observe the current vote distribution. In fact, I'm willing to say that if you had put Path of Fire as the first option and Heart of Thorns as the second, POF would be leading Heart of Thorns by those same 10 percentage points. Look, I don't deny that 1 or 2 people, a low percentage of people did do this. I don't deny that. But to a fucking 10% swing, no. It's not like they had to read a wall of text before finally figuring out what they wanted to do. It's not like it's a fucking... you know, an unanswerable question that, you know, that they don't even want to begin to wrestle with. They will have an opinion. Both can be true as well. Like, I don't know why you think both can't be true. Someone can loosely feel Heart of Thorns or loosely feel POF and then feel compelled to run with their gut so that they can see the results, you know? The actual percentage of people who wholeheartedly fucking flipped a coin just so they could see the results and had absolutely no thinking, it was totally blind, is like minuscule. Like, why are we talking about this? Anyway, I'll let him talk.
Look at this.
You can't prove me wrong because your poll never gathered enough information to do so. Look, we have 3,000 votes there. I think is actually pretty reasonable. That's a pretty good fucking padding there. I can't remember what the word is. And the both and or neither options, which you scorn, give voters the option to be honest instead of throwing their lot into a random bucket. This is also honesty. It's just not truly accurate. And secondly, because a poll has a predicted or popular answer, doesn't make it a bad poll. I never said it was a bad poll. You said it was a bad poll. If anything, it gives us a meaningful comparison of expectations and reality. Obviously, there's no need to be scientifically rigorous about a YouTube community poll, but you lose nothing by adding more options. You do lose. You do lose. We would not have been able to see because of much smaller... If it was 85% a bit of both, and then Heart of Thorns and POF had to share just a couple of hundred votes, now that it is volatile, and now it does mean less which one is slightly in the lead. So you do lose something. If you're trying to generate actual discussion from the results and not just memeing, well, hold on. Let's look at the actual discussion below the poll. It's real discussion. It's not memeing. So yeah, we did do that. And I managed to get some commentary out of it. So literally, almost everything about this message to me was waffle. I'm really sorry. It was a bunch of odd nonsense. People are going to have a predisposition to agree with me in chat. So, you know, I do understand. Even if it looks like everyone's against you or whatever, but... yeah. And also, people can express their view that they would want a bit of both without it being a formal option. That way we still get, you know, all the good, all the value of pushing them into a corner. And we still get people expressing that. But that was obvious anyway. That's like a known fact. I don't need a fucking poll to tell me that a bit of both is good. Who the fuck needs that? Like, that's literally just pissing into the rain. I was going to say pissing into the wind. That's different. Right, okay, we're done. Let's go, let's do Fast Pursuit now. So the idea here is, we're going to be doing one of the missions in no quarter, and we have to end the pursuit before the time limit. Wait, within the time limit? How did I not do this? This is when you're chasing Ryland, right? What class was I on that? Let's see. It looks like this Necro has done it. This might be why I struggled, because it was a Necro. It wasn't this one. Turnabout, right? That's what we just read. It's turnabout. Yeah. Alright, yeah, so we'll try it on Necro. Why not? It only says continue this chat. No, that's Visions. Right. And we should just be able to find the purple thing. Hold on, let's gamble for our monies. Mind unchanged. I mean, yeah, my mind is... I don't mind if yours is unchanged, because mine is certainly not. I've not budged even an inch. Not even an inch. I wrote a comment on YouTube right here about the new race and the voice actor. We don't need the voice actor because the new race doesn't even need to do the old story. Just give them access to all the maps. I mean, I lean your way on that as well. I tend to agree with that. A lot of people don't. I'm interested in today's episode because there's a lot of comments that of people trying to like worm their way through. I read a very interesting proposal from someone saying, "Hey, do give the new race the Sylvari voice, like double up as a Sylvari. No one will notice, and you get to have the whole thing." And I don't know. I feel like a Tengu isn't a Sylvari to me. And what about the future? Like, a Lagos isn't a Sylvari. You know, what, we all want them sounding like some snobby British prick? I don't think so. Not in my Guild Wars 2. So, no, in all honesty, I don't know. I'm not convinced. I just think don't give them that story, man. Just don't do it. Or throw a little message up that says... The message can say, "You are playing a story of the past that your hero was never a part of. So, you will be mute." Or... So, or say all of that, but the caveat is so you will sound different. You know, if you're really desperate about this, and you shouldn't be, let's talk about ArenaNet a little bit here. Let's talk about ArenaNet's perspective. How much does ArenaNet value people playing the personal story? What proportion of the community do you think that they can see through their metrics that actually give a fuck about any of that content? Because I'm telling you, it can't be many. Otherwise, they would have resolved the Zaiten fight. There's probably like 3% of the general MMO people that come into this game that actually can stomach the entire personal story to getting to that boss battle. Because if more people than that were actually doing it, maybe at some point over the past decade, they would have realized that it's worth improvement. But they haven't. So I really don't know why. And look at... I mean, to a certain extent, they do still sell Living World seasons with gems, so they must be getting money off of that. But is that for the story instances, or is that the stats and the rewards and stuff? I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen, guys. I really don't. The main question here is the future story, and are they going to have to write all if we're doing it as a new character that joins the story later? They're now kind of juggling two entities. They're juggling the classic Pact Commander, and then they're juggling the Neo Pact Commander. May not even be a Pact Commander, the Tengu. And so, and now that's unwieldy, especially in a world where you're looking at adding lots of new races over multiple new expansions. So you've got two solutions here. One is none of this fucking matters anyway because Project Tyria is the thing, right? Two is and I hate the fact they've already used Saga for the Icebrood Saga. Two is that after End of Dragons, this represents a big moment in the closing of a door that we've been, you know, what a strained metaphor this is, that we've been, you know, walking through this whole time. We're leaving the Elder Dragon storyline. So you're in a whole new era of storytelling after that. So with that in mind, you know, do a time jump of something that's long enough that you could feasibly be a new character, but short enough that the commander wouldn't necessarily have aged so much they couldn't be in this story, and now just start fresh, and you just never mention the commander again. I mean, not directly, not in ways that would pair the two, and therefore, you know, but that second solution still doesn't really work if you want to add lots of new races. I don't know, man. I look at all this stuff. You look at this game seriously. You look at this game, and you will see the fucking chasms that they are paving over. You know, they're not cracks that are being, like, buffed out. They are chasms. That if they want to do big things, it's a fucking nightmare. Stuff like a new race being a big thing in a lot of ways. So, I don't know. I mean, the whole Project Tyria thing looks easier and easier every day to me. Do the Tengu, do the Largos at once. Add a third one in Living World Season 6 if you want, whatever. It doesn't matter. They're all new characters that have joined the story newly here. And juggle them as separate entities. But don't worry, you only have to do it for one Living World season. Because after that, you're putting up your middle finger, you're dancing out the door and telling them to buy Project Tyria. Done. That's the solution. This meeting could have been done in an email. And then we all walk out. How about the Return of the Human Gods? I talk about that in today's episode.
More violets, I say?
One more firecracker. I think the only problem for a new character is to get rid of all our recent companions, else a new character wouldn't make sense. Yeah, someone had a great comment about that as well, that really this is about, like, character association a lot of the time. It is pretty easy. Here we go. Best wishes for the new year, everybody. It is pretty easy to...
Look at this. So pretty.
I don't want to say easy. It's like something you've got to be permanently mindful of, and that shit sucks. You don't want to have to be permanently mindful of stuff all the time. And that happens with any long-running franchise. But, you know, you're really turning the dial up as soon as you add this new race. But you don't have to be mindful if the cast is completely different, you know. And I mean completely different. That way you don't have these weird moments where it's like, why is Marjorie being buddy-buddy to me? I literally just met her. You know, you don't have stuff like that. Right, what should we get for the next the next daily weapon. Don't forget this unlocks a progression of multiple weapons. I'm thinking of the shield. After I get the caster stuff, I nearly always go shield straight away next. And I think I have all the caster stuff now. Either that or I start going for sword and warhorn, which are elite spec weapons. In fact, that looks like that's what I've done here. Looks like I got warhorn, so I'm going to go the Windblade this time. Thanks so much for the sub, Purrsuit. Right, and we've got 14 Essence of Luck as well, so that's good. We might be able to buy some of the upgrades straight away.
What do you need to know?
I guess we'll upgrade the staff, since I didn't do that before.
How can I help?
So 8 Essences of Luck, 2 golds. Did I do this version of the staff? I did. Oh, so we can go for this Windblade here as well with one of those. And I have 5 left now, so we have to wait. I mean, I do have a ton of luck to continue crafting up. I haven't been consuming it. So I just need to keep very close attention on when this festival leaves. And at that point, I'll make sure I get all this crafting done. Right. So that's it. Let's just quickly re-trigger another one of these while I read some of these overlays. A little bit more discussion with you guys, and then we'll get into First Pursuit. Because obviously I didn't do that stuff. And yeah, the mounts dies are awful. I should figure it out better. I have a really good Fiery Warclaw on my Wild vs. Wild Mesmer. I'm amazed, man. If you play with post-processing on in Wild vs. Wild, like look at this again. It's completely empty. It's just started. If you play with post-processing on in Wild vs. Wild, those northern areas of Alpine during night, the color grading is insane on it. It's really, really heavy, and I had no comprehension of it because I had post-processing off for so long, and you know all these minimum settings all the time. By the way, what's my music taste been like during quarantine? Rogalicious says it's edgy as always, but that sounds too depressing during isolation. To be honest, I've not been listening to much music. I always have this weird thing where I go through these phases where suddenly I'm not really listening to music, and they'll stretch out, and then one day I'll put on a song or something, and it will be amazing. It will be like this really incredible release. Does anyone relate to this? I'll be like, holy shit, I haven't listened to music for a long time. This feels good. Like, I don't know. It's a bit like, you know, the whole No Nut November concept, but with music. Really, like, you hold back for ages and ages and ages, and then when you finally listen to it, you're like, wow, I've been missing out. This is good stuff. No, I don't want to fall out. So, I think I'm sort of like that at the moment. I woke up listening to the radio today, and they had some kind of, like, operatic, like, symphony going on. And I gotta say, that didn't quite do it for me. So I don't know. I really, honestly, I haven't listened to much music through lockdown. I've mostly been listening to just a lot of podcasts. I've been listening to a lot of the Bill Burr podcasts lately. In fact, I would genuinely say that Bill Burr was a bit, in a very weird roundabout way, of inspiration for End of Dragons Daily. Because he has so many podcasts. He does 2 a week, every week. And he's just done it and done it and done it. And he started about a year before I started. Obviously, he's like an actual comedian in Hollywood and all that kind of shit, right? But as far as like his online thing, he just never stopped with this one show. It's like if I'd been doing Guild Wars 2 Daily this whole time. And he does like these Q&A sections where he gives people relationship advice and stuff. And, you know, it's always entertaining. And I was just listening to that. I was like, man, why am I not just doing really regular Q&A constantly? It like stuck. And that happened in like late December. And I was like, I'm going to kick that up in January. And that's kind of what happened. WP does not do No Nut November. He does Missing Music March. Beautiful. I love it. Except it's not March yet. Maybe I have something more intelligent to say about music. Right. Okay, so, yeah, the bar didn't move too much, but we did get some people. Let's read it out. 13 hours ago. So I'm pretty sure it's done, right? Because nobody's, like, done anything with the fun for 13 hours. That's half a day. I think, you know, we can safely say the train has left the station, and I'm very happy with that. So I will be taking the bar off. Tooth and nail, 13 hours ago, with £3.61, saying End of Dragons is a part of my daily routine. I'm not going to be playing the game well here, guys, because I'm on another monitor. It is a part of my daily routine now. Thank you for keeping me excited about Cantha. And thank you very much for the £3. We had Retro Guy with £15, 15 hours ago. You've been such a big part of my Guild Wars journey. Hope this helps just a bit. Thank you for the great content, and thank you to you too. We have Mabecca here. Good to see your name. I saw you can get yourself a beast of a PC already, but I wanted to chip in anyway. Sorry for the bad conversion rate, haha, smiley face. Just catching up on your videos, because I don't really have that much time recently, and I'm already late to the party. Well, that's not a problem at all, and I'm really happy that you are just, like, catching up. Because, like, the one thing I don't want people to think is that if they miss the early ones, they're screwed with the later ones. Like, one of the biggest arguments for not doing numbered titles, as I do, is that. So I'm watching that. But so thank you very much, and hopefully it's all entertaining. There's been very little subject or question overlap at the moment. Well, there's been subject overlap, but we've always had new interesting takes and stuff, I think. So far, you know, we're a whole month of content in. I don't know how many hours of content. There's probably something like 18 hours of footage. You can probably listen for a full day at this point. And I don't think we have actually doubled up on any topics yet. I had someone ask me yesterday in-game when I think End of Dragons will release. When is it coming out? And so I typed my response to this guy, and it was when I typed that response, I was like, holy fuck, you know, it might not be very far away. So let's think about this. They were going to end the Icebrood Saga in March, but they bumped it up to April. Now, that, to me, says a shit ton about exactly when it could come out. That's, like, some confidence to me. If they thought they were only going to get it out in, like, September or really late in the year, surely they'd be happy to leave Icebrood Saga spread out because, you know, you want to have that gap nice and... You want stuff going on through that gap, surely. Surely you do. And yet they bumped it up. So, I'm honestly... So, think about this, guys. We're talking about a 3 to the end of the year. They said it's going to be a 21 release. So, we're talking about a 3 to 9 month wait. Now, I know that 9 months sounds pretty long, but that's assuming it's the end of December, right? Or mid-December, as that actually would be. It's not a long time, really. So anyway, well, as far as End of Dragons is concerned, you know, we got 1 month. We might only have to do 2 more and the fucking thing's out. You just never know, do you? So anyway, you know, I'm pretty happy with the overlap thing, and I hope that people are enjoying it. Blah, 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 blah. So anyway, by the way, Mabecca was actually a big donation. I didn't read that number out. I'm really sorry. That was £43. So thank you very much to Mabecca for that with the £43. That was very nice of you. Oh, by the way, another thought on the release date thing. No, they pushed the release up. I mean, that's just what they actually actively moved the fucking release closer. That's either like a desperation play because the viewer number, the player concurrent numbers or whatever is dropping, or it's because they're genuinely confident that something can happen. But the point I was going to make is if you see a Heart of Thorns styled press roll in, right? If you see that, all right, people are going to get mad at me over this. They're genuinely going to get mad, and they're going to call me out of touch, and they're going to call me self-interested. And the answer is that I am out of touch, and I am self-interested with what I'm about to say. But here we go. It's almost all right if we don't even have that much content at that point, if the press is good enough. Because there's still shit that people are talking about. There's still excitement. There's still enthusiasm. There's still a reason to be actively a part of the Guild Wars community. And as long as that's all there while they're unveiling drip by drip bits about End of Dragons, people will have motivation to get back. Not everyone's a fucking loser that has absolutely everything done already, alright? So during that period of time, they're going to have this massive bulk of content in this extremely large MMO at this point. You know, it's not like when Heart of Thorns was coming out and there was fuck all to do, even for pretty average players, right? It's immense now, and people are out of touch to varying levels of degree over all kinds of Living World episodes and items that they might like to be getting and so on. You know, there's a good amount of people that still don't have the Sky Scale. I even said on my End of Dragons episode recently, I said, surely I don't have any viewers that haven't even played the X-Backs. And I had a bunch of comments, a not statistically insignificant amount of comments of people saying, yeah, I've only ever played one of the X-Backs, right? There is shit for people to do. This, by the way, is an argument Raiders remain deliberately blind to when they whine about not getting new wings. The fact is that the pool of existing wings has grown over the years, and there is value in that. It, in theory, does mean that ArenaNet can rest on their laurels a little bit longer before pumping a new one in the game. You might not like that fact. It may not appear to be a constructive fact to you, but it is a fact. And anyway, the game in general is in that position. So, yeah, we have a big, like, press roll-in. It kind of doesn't matter much if there's not a new world release. I'm genuinely going to say that, and that's just because, you know, I'd be rolling in it. You know, we'd have lots of views and lots of things to talk about. I'd be like a pig in shit, me, and that's what it's all about. Everybody, me. Oof! I put in the whole of September as holiday. I need to reschedule if that comes out early. Oh, man, you shouldn't have done that. What are you doing? What? Because of End of Dragons? You just guessed randomly. Or is this one of those situations where you were in, like, a World versus World Discord, and they're all talking confidently about bullshit, but because they're all, like, nodding along, you know, it's like the full-on echo chamber kind of insanity that you get over there, and nobody's questioning it. So, oh, yeah, that's a fact. Like, I had a comment the other day. Someone was like, why are we talking about adding a new race when the devs have blatantly said they'll never do it because it's a waste of time and energy? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Who told you that? That's just some bullshit you heard from someone claiming to be in the know. Maybe that's true for a statement in, like, 2011, you know? Or maybe even during the Season 1 era. But, you know, all the context of the fact that that was not an always and forever thing, and all the examples of other likewise comments that have ended up invalid for one reason or another over the years. Like, you don't know any of that because you just heard a fucking guy say it, and that's a fact to you now. A fact so powerful that you feel the need to come to the channel and explain how wrong all these people are. No, the idea of a new race is crazy and impractical and weird, right? And I'm not saying it's a sure thing, but it is a possibility. It is. There is no dev comment of a contemporary nature that will stand against that. And I mean, you guys link it to me right now. What is it? What did they say on Guild Chat last week and I missed it? Did they?
Rare treasure.
I'm going to do that Twitter thing where I basically say, I'm waiting, full stop. And somebody does post and I look like a complete prick. No, it's just I have to put in holidays for the next year, already a year early. So I just took a gamble. Oh, okay, you kind of backwards against the wall there, I see. Well, good luck. I think September's okay. You just got to think about where Final Fantasy is and all that stuff. Because they have big releases, and I don't know whether ArenaNet wants to be near them. Right, back to the numbers. Deathly Shadowfane with £28, 2 pence. Thank you very much. Hey, mate, long-time viewer, first-time poster. I heard about your PC issues, and it saddens me a lot. I've been listening to you for around 10 years, and I owe it to you. Truly, you've kept Guild Wars alive. Keep up the good work, mate. I hope this helps. Thank you very much. That's really, really nice of you, and that's no small amount of money. That was 21 hours ago. 22 hours ago, we got £50 from someone called 4:36 AM, which is a really interesting username, I think. I've been watching since your 2011 Factions LP. About time I'd repay you for a tiny bit of the awesome content, even though I'm a bit late for the fund. Nevertheless, here you go. Thank you very much. That's £50. And you've just reminded me of something. I've got someone watching my Prophecies Let's Play right now. And my Prophecies LP was solo. It was like a pure solo run of the game. And they've commented on a post-Ascalon video where they say, hey, why'd you put Alessia in your party if you said it was going to be solo? And I didn't check what they were talking about. But I'm now worried. I have no memory of this. I'm now worried that I, like, cheated on that in early Ascalon. I don't know whether it's just blatantly there in the commentary and this guy missed it. But if that's true, he's the only person in 10 years that would have ever seen that. There might have been some editing issue that no one else has ever seen or ever commented on. It can't be that. But anyway, it's a really interesting comment. I was like, what is this? I put Alessia. Maybe I had a legitimate reason to put Alessia in. I do remember old Ascalon was a little bit challenging. But not major. The hard areas were the Shiver Peaks and stuff. And I definitely didn't cheat in those. I think I cheated at one point with the Thunderhead thing to get back to stuff that I'd already proven on videos that I could do, you know, to make it easier. There was another thing where you could, because there was a thing, I know this for a fact, where if you put, how would you cheat with a henchman? You could cheat with heroes, I think. You could have a second account, be in your party, the second account adds the heroes. Then the second account disconnects, so the heroes snap to you instead of them. They were the leader. They defined their builds. They defined their gear, but now they're gone. So the heroes are in the instance with you. And the party window would look like your name, a grayed out person disconnected, and then 3 heroes after that, or, you know, later in the year. It eventually became 7 heroes, or 6 in this case. But then, from that situation, if the final account that was still playing, the one you wanted to, so to speak, cheat on, if you disconnected from the internet, forcing the DC screen, and then reconnected, and you hit reconnect, when you loaded back in, the party UI would bug, and those heroes that are with you and helping you in the instance wouldn't appear on the party window UI. Does that make sense? If you went through that whole process. And I utilized that on I think it was only one Thunderhead episode. I can't remember what. It wasn't even one where we beat the fucking mission. There were a lot of Thunderhead videos. But yeah, I do know that existed. But I couldn't have done that for Alessia in Old Ascalon. So I don't know what that's all about. Also, I had a weird comment of someone watching Guild Wars 2, the Great Guild Wars 2 Countdown. I guess one of you is inspired by End of Dragons Daily and you went back and watched the Guild Wars 2 Countdown. And they put a timestamp saying, WP, you have to return to this. And they were talking about some kind of 2008 beta or something. I never clicked the timestamp though, so I don't know what they were saying. I only saw it really late last night. And I'm like, what is that? Some kind of... They said... they have a timestamp to something I was saying in the Great Guild Wars 2 Countdown. And they said, wow, WP, you've got to return to this topic. Because, look, they might have been making another game in 2008 or something like that. I can't remember. I'm being too vague. This is really, really bad commentary. Anyway, yeah. Thank you very much for the £50 there. 4:36 a.m. That was 23 hours ago. And that's it. That was it. That was everybody. Then we're to Omega Flame gifting subs. Moneybags Flame gifting subs there. Oburion said, I left my gaming PC back in England 2 years ago, and now I'm saving for a decent laptop that will run it. So I've got loads of content to catch up on. Missed the game lots. That's awesome, man. I'm really happy for you. I have a laptop issue that this PC fund will fix, which is the power cable for my laptop has become frayed over the years and exposed. So when I use my laptop for like browsing the internet in bed, right? And if I like move it the wrong way, I do have electrical sparking laptop directly on my often naked chest in bed. And I've been doing that for months now. And I'm just ready. I just feel like one day that battery's going to explode or it's going to spark and catch fire. And they're like vicious sparks too. They look like green sparks. Seriously. But a new cable was like £200. It's like 200 quid for a cable. And if I sit right, it doesn't spark. And it's fine. Right? So I'm like, oh, just let me check Twitter real quick before I go to bed or something. So, yeah, it's been real bad. And I'm looking at this PC fund and I'm like, I'm going to get a new cable. I'm going to fix that shit. No, I don't mean watching porn. I really don't. I just like it. I have software on there called Flux, which removes all the blue light on the screen. So you can use your laptop and it will make you drowsy, or it will keep you drowsy while you're using it. And so yeah, it really calms me. It's sort of the equivalent of reading a book before bed, or I don't know, I guess some people have televisions in their bedrooms and stuff. I don't have that. But yeah, it's just kind of a part of my routine now, and it really gets me nice and sleepy if I just basically read Reddit. That's usually what I do. And now, lately, the past like 5 nights, I've been reading about NVIDIA 3D vision. I've been using like the Wayback Machine and Google tools to run any kind of search and find any kind of review I possibly can about 3D vision in case I do a review on the software. I want to see what I want to do a good video where I say, look, this is the reviews everybody has offered, because they're all really compelling. I found a really good one last night. I bookmarked it. I decided to set up a whole bookmark folder on Chrome that I'm going to fill with 3D reviews. Check this out. A Reddit thread from 6 years ago. Santa Nick archived Guild Wars 2 subreddit thing. They're asking for tech advice and stuff because there's been so many issues with it and blah, 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 blah. I'm using the 3D Vision from NVIDIA with an Asus VG28 144Hz monitor. The experience, breathtaking. Played this game in 3D, was pretty much the first time in my gaming career that I had goosebumps. It's very hard to describe, but suddenly your monitor is not just a flat screen that shows pixels, but rather a window into a virtual reality. Everyone says this window thing. It makes you appreciate all those little details that I never really took notice of, starting with my armor and weaponry. And that's not even talking about standing at the edge of a mountain overlooking Timberline Falls, ... This was pre-HOT. If you have the money and the hardware, it's definitely worth it. Beware, however, of the bugs that exist, such as not being able to navigate the map with 3D activated, since the icons are rendered at the wrong depth. For me, that means deactivating 3D every now and then. That's the only major bug, but there's a few small annoyances. Nothing game-breaking. Another guy, Ghetto Guardian, in the same thread. Guild Wars 2 is one of the top 5 games I've ever played in 3D. It has real depth and amazing pop, all in caps, pop. The numbers from damage, the XP numbers, the skills, oh my god. Guardian shields pop out, and empowers pop out of the screen. Few things stand out as well, like the character creation cutscene and dungeon cutscenes. See, mostly I read that the cutscenes were shit, that the side-by-side cutscenes didn't work, which doesn't matter in the game of this era, but mostly I read that they're bad. This guy seems to think they're good. I didn't play it a lot since I wanted my monitor back, so I packed it up after an hour. But I would recommend everyone to try it at least once. That was another guy. So, by the way, I think when a lot of people think 3D, they think like a gimmicky thing where stuff's coming at you, like in the movies, you know, stuff's like coming towards you. You shouldn't think of it that way. Don't think of it that way. Think of it as a window with depth. Think of it as the world is back there. And it's not like trying to pop things out of the glass in front of your face. That's not what it is. It's that it's like a fucking portal, you know, that you're literally just looking into, and you can see just all this beautiful depth back there, you know, and everything is correctly layered. I read a thing that supposedly the mouse, like, you see where I'm mousing over this staircase here at the moment? The Guild Wars 2 mouse is dynamically rendered, which means that when I'm mousing over these stairs, in 3D, it is back there on those stairs. And now if I mouse over here, it's come forwards towards the screen. Does that make sense? And now it's really close to the screen. Can you imagine how wild and weird that would look? And apparently it's made like that because from the ground up, this was meant to be a 3D game. That would distract you too much? Yeah, I don't know. It sounds good in some ways, and it sounds really terrible in other ways. Like, I need YOLO mouse a lot of the time. But technologically speaking, I've never experienced anything like that. The thing is, in VR has shown me how great stereo is. It really has. And it's very, very powerful. But old games do not translate into it. They just don't. And it's uncomfortable after a while because you've got this thing strapped to your head. And if it's a game where you're moving a shit ton as well, like there's actual real world fatigue issues. Like I realized like I'm not as fit as I used to be just because after like 3 hours playing Half-Life Alyx, you're like, fuck, I want to sit down. This is annoying. And you don't realize that. Guild Wars, you know, Christ. So you know, I really do think there's space for it. I really do. It's crazy. But this is just on the reviews that I've been reading anyway. I don't know, and that's why I'm kind of curious, you know. I'm going to be really careful on this one because I feel like I've got a foregone mind about it. I feel like I'm just going to call it amazing, and it's not going to be a real review. It's just because I'm expecting it to be amazing because of what I've been reading people saying, which I don't want to do. You know, I want to be excited about it, but you got to be careful. You got to be objective about it. Maybe it's totally broken these days. I hear apparently you know, remember you guys told me not to use high shaders because of the reflection thing. Apparently high shaders break 3D as well. You need to use medium for that anyway. So I don't know. There's a lot going on there. Imagine if this 3D thing ArenaNet went for is the reason why the underlying engine is so buggy. Yeah, I don't know. The map thing, that guy said the mini-map was broken, but apparently this map is also dynamically rendered, whatever that means. I don't know, because it's a 2D plane, right? I don't know what that means. But, do you remember all the comments they've made over the years about how this is, like, built on magic? They just don't... Like, it's really fucking crazy under the hood, this map. I always assumed it was because of the zoom transition. But maybe it's also something about the, you know, the 3D fad that was going on as they were making the game. About uploading to YouTube, any news on these coming to WP2? Yeah, I just got to do it. I just keep blanking on it. That's all it is. I'm not doing omnibuses now. No, I'm not doing omnibuses. I've decided not to. I don't think this is good enough to go on the YouTube channel. I'm afraid. The one thing you might do, look, if I don't cancel these again, just straight up, the one thing that I might end up doing is trying YouTube streaming. Because in that way, it's kind of on there and it kind of works. So, yeah, but I'm not doing omnibuses. I don't like the thought of... I don't know. I mean, if it was really, really rigidly edited together, so it was just the achievements, I could see it. But it's weird because I'm in the middle of pre-existing conversations and stuff. And yeah, happy Valentine's Day, everyone, as well, by the way. Right, we really should get going. This is it. Here we go. Let's go do Fast Pursuit. Who wants in? You guys can join if you'd like. Turnabout starts over here. So let's do this. You guys get ready to see Drizzlewood on minimum graphics. By the way, I think one of the reasons why Drizzlewood as a new location hasn't really impacted me is because this map has a massive difference between ultra graphics and low graphics. And I've been playing on low graphics. Not just with the new tech issues, but just in general. Because the frame rate is so low in this map for me, for my PC, before the page file thing. So, but I have looked around, you know, so much more foliage pops out. So many more grasses and plants and flowers and stuff everywhere. And it really is quite transformative. So, I don't know, I feel like I kind of missed a trick a bit with Drizzlewood. But I always ultra stuff before I play a new patch, so I don't know. At least that first run through, I did get the real thing. Right, so on a Necro, how exactly are we going to do this? Definitely Reaper. I'll probably put on a Signet of Undeath and the Signet trait. I'm already... Oh, no. Oh, hold on. Let's just go to the tab, the Reaper tab, because I think I have that set up anyway. Yeah. And, oh, wow, that red is Bond of Faith. That's funny. These are messed up. See, look, I should go do QA for ArenaNet. I'll catch that shit. Well, I wasn't really looking for it, so... Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, we'll just do this, and we'll just spam Reaper 2. Maybe Relentless Pursuit? No, that's just a duration decrease. If I want the 25% move speed, we can run Signet of the Locust. And is that actually going to be 33% in Shroud, do you think? That's Snapping Steel. That's not the right one. I think we want to go in there a little bit deeper. Oh, wow. You can just fucking... Wow. I forgot they did this checkpoint thing. Meet with Ryland. Stop Ryland. Retreat. Fast Pursuit. So this is probably Stop Ryland, right? Is it possible to leech the achievement? If yes, I'd like to join. Well, you can try it. I mean, I don't mind. You can come in if you want. Just join on. When you have your new PC, you have to install DirectX 12 proxy for Guild Wars 2. I'm using it right now. You're looking at DirectX 12 proxy. I'm using it, man. I'm doing everything I can because I'm assuming... well, no, I'm not assuming. I started crashing less with DirectX 12 proxy.
I'm fast as the wind.
Sup, Sebastian Star Wars. Yeah, where's Harry Guild Wars? I've never called him Sebastian Star Wars. I'm not enough of a Star Wars fan to You can never get it to work. What do you mean you can never get it to work? All right, here we go. I don't credit these loading screens enough in the Icebrood Saga. It's obviously a little bit new, a little bit different. It's styling. Right, let's see what he's got. He knocks the Ash guy back. Right. Am I meant to kill him? No. So we got 52 seconds. And I'm thinking I can just spam Dark Pursuit, right? Not Dark Pursuit. Death's Charge. What's Dark Pursuit? Why is Dark... That's the core skill. Why is the tooltip for Dark Pursuit on there? What's going on with the tooltips?
You absolute ass. We had a chance to save them. To bring them all home.
Well, we're out of life force and we're not in combat, so the Signet's not doing anything. I could sacrifice minions for this.
How do we get Ryland back?
Smolder's head on a pike. I am a Legion Imperator.
Oh, we got 18 seconds.
Kree should have let Ryland kill.
Not very satisfying.
Don't know how I messed that. We had a good 15 seconds left. I mean, the first time through, I guess I was just paying attention to the dialogue a bit more. Oh, that was hard work there. Play dead.
Burn me.
There it is. 3 cash keys.
What the hell is that?
Oh, AP Hunter.
The Tribune was just a taste of Vanguard's power. With Vanguard's true leadership and
Oh, I need to double click the item. Yes. Now, apparently there's a hidden achievement you can get with Play Dead, which we can show off on the next one, I think. Is that not just reusing the Bed of Roses animation? I'm sure it's new. This is weird as hell. I've got Power Scepter and stuff on at the moment. I'm playing Condi Reaper, except that I don't have Bitter Chill on. Or, wait, what's it called? Deathly Chill? Deathly Chill. So, it's just a completely balked build. Right, well, there you go. Why am I still in combat? Fucking Flesh Golem. That's it. I'm not doing the whole instance because we finished it already. Bed of Roses, it's a toy that you can equip and you lay down. Wait, DirectX 12 Proxy did very little for you, but DirectX VK has worked wonders. Wait, what's DirectX DXVK? I don't even know if that stands for DirectX, to be honest. What's DXVK? Now, I could go do Jormag, the Claw. Because why not? I have 22 keys. If we crash here at the stream, I'm not coming back, basically. What is that? We're going to have this weird thing where I have to walk through the already crashed down... Oh, no, not here. I think I still need to collect a couple of shards of Jormag, by the way, as well. Oh my god, that's one of them. I played a lot of Jizzlewood, and I could not find that before. Well, there you have it. Yeah, I need to find 9, 10, and 4. No idea where they are. I've not used the guide for any of those other ones. I've just slowly been getting them. But yeah, you know, I said I've been listening to Bill Burr. This map makes me think of that man now, because I've just been constantly listening to that podcast while grinding in this map. It's weird to think, and I know this is true. A lot of people have like that kind of association with me, like where they'll listen to one of my series or something while grinding in a Guild Wars map or whatever. But honestly, I have this very strong association because pretty much the whole time I was building all the legendary gear and all the sigils and runes and stuff, which again started in early December, late November maybe. This has been a mainstay for T6 Mats, and it's just been that podcast in the background the whole time. Oh, DirectX VK is for Linux only. I see. So it's not really relevant. I understand. That's why I wouldn't have heard about it from anyone. Hold on. How am I messing this up? The ley line will take me to the entrance, and it probably looks caved in with ice, and then you just walk through it because it doesn't have collision. And they're about to deal with the next event anyway. How did I miss this? What? I don't understand. I was here 2 seconds ago. Oh, well, do you enter one of the NPC's portals? That might also be what you're meant to do. I was just kind of walk through. Oh, God. I can feel the frames hiccup. I kind of have a love-hate thing with Bill. Bill's a really interesting personality to me. He's an incredibly fearless person, which I have a lot of respect for. But that does also mean revealing some, like, sometimes quite incredible stuff and some honest truths people need to hear, and sometimes just the most ignorant, inane, insane bullshit you'll ever hear. Ever. you need to have kind of a casual, not uptight view of the world to be able to listen to that man. But it's fun to relish in that. Who would always agree with, of all people? I mean, that's what fearlessness is, though, you know? Like, you should be happy to have people disagreeing with you a little bit, because it means that you're not some fucking vanilla-ass, play by numbers, by the book, you know, yes man. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, there are degrees here, but there are a lot of people who conduct themselves, especially in the Hollywood system. There's like these just blank slates. So anyway. The Thursday afternoon, just before Monday morning podcast. You missed 2 words there. Not a true fan, a Sunnis RS. I can't believe I'm talking about this out loud. This is weird. What's this here I built? DirectX VK. Apparently it's a thing that helps you if you run Guild Wars on Linux. Which is weird, but there you go. Oh, while we're here, may as well ask. What do you guys, anyone out here thinking about the Linux client? What am I talking about? The Mac news? I had one guy upset about it, but I don't really hear people talking about it. Anyone out there? What's the story? Affected by Guild Wars 2 leaving on Mac? It's happening in 4 days. Gemstore was disabled a little bit back, and in 4 days it's gone. Mac support is out. OWT. It's interesting to me as someone who remembers all the time before Mac was supported, in which people were desperate for it and asking for it, and then the big victory of it coming in, and then the almost like aggravating tech issues these people now had, and now finally the cancellation. Like, I really have seen it. You can watch the whole story. Do you know what I mean? It's quite interesting. I should probably get another thing. I don't think these people are going to be collecting the blood very well. My friend did, but he just getting boot camp to Windows. I see. If you asked me in 2012 to 15 when I played on Mac, then I would be devastated. What was your experience with all that, Mr. Greenbone? What made you move it to Windows in the end as well? I don't know. People are going to call me a fanboy because there's this weird, like, almost like baffling vitriol that goes on, like Mac versus PC or whatever. Not so much anymore. I think that the fact that there's not so much anymore is either a sign that people have matured, fat chance, or the PC won, baby. But in all honesty, people just get so crazy about that shit. But I have to say, hand on my heart, all honesty, I don't know why people use Macs. Even creatives, I don't know why people use Macs. It just feels like they've been conned into this more expensive sort of ecosystem. That's it, you know. And now they've got to, like, find a way to justify it. Oh, and the user experience, and it's, you know, the style, and paying for the brand, and I know that. You're a mug. Yeah, that ticks some people off. Linux Master Race? No. They're just nerds. You don't want to be on Linux. They're not the cool kind of nerd that, you know, can profit off of their geekdom by monetizing their hobby as a personality online. They're not that kind of nerd. They're like the I actually enjoy dealing with software and developing and stuff kind of nerd. You don't want to they're like server people. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be around server people. They're not fun at the bar. I just love, I love thinking, imagining one poor fucker out there right now that is like all about Linux. It's this nice, well-paying like tech job, and I'm like deeply offending them. No, I have big respect, in all honesty, for all that stuff, because it's well out of my wheelhouse. I'm server people, crying face from Sebastian. It's just marketing. All the got is marketing. All they got? Are you talking shit about playing on a Mac? Excuse me. I remember. See, look. Here's how ignorant I am, or about actually using those systems. I remember when I was like a teenager, I had a friend who had one, and I was like, "What the fuck is it? This?" Like, I remember my first experience with it. Didn't it only have like, it had like a mouse with like only one thing to click? I was like, "What is this mouse? This is just a bad mouse. What? You can't use a regular mouse?" I remember having that conversation. I don't know how valid any of that is, but I definitely had that conversation. Wasn't that a thing? They had mice with only one click. You're watching this on a Linux box right now. The one-button mouse always annoyed me. Do people still use one-button mice? Or do they give that up? Oh. I've lost way more work with programs locking up and crashing on OS X, OS X than Windows. I don't see stability being a selling point of Macs though. No, what you're misunderstanding is the security, yeah? Because, you know, like, I'm on LimeWire all day, and I'm trying to I'm trying to pirate some music on LimeWire, and all of a sudden I get, like, this malware. I don't know what that word means, but it's scary. So, you know, if I'm on a Mac, you know, they don't bother with Mac. There's so few of us. We're so insignificant. There's no point being malicious to us. There's no profit in it, you know? So that's a selling point. Don't you understand? That's a selling point. That's like me selling you, like, a Raspberry Pi that's got, like, the most basic functionality or something. And I call it a wooden potatoes box. That's a wooden potatoes box, and I think you guys should buy into this for security reasons. Like, we have such a clean, sharp, focused user base that we have 0% issues with, like, malicious targeting of our user base. Like, honestly, it is the securest system in the world. The wooden potatoes box. Pick that shit up. Like, honestly, who's buying that, man? Who's buying that? Fuck off with your security discussions. Get out of here. Oh, this is easy. Look, honest to God, I have no strong feelings about Mac. I just find it very easy to talk shit about Mac. Why should I choose a WP box instead of a KFC box? Well, the WP box won't, you know, exacerbate your looming cholesterol issues. And, you know, that heart attack. That early heart attack that you're probably going to get in, you know, your mid-40s or something. Where you realise that spending your whole life playing MMOs instead of out, you know, hiking or whatever cavemen did is actually taking a biological toll on you. Stay hashtag WP box. Only £4,600 each. Now that's at a premium, but what you're buying into is a user experience. You know, we're like the BMW of the PC world. Do you understand? People will see that and they say that he spent a lot of money on that. He's a cool guy. He's obviously got it sorted out. All right. Oh, what a fucking scam. That is the greatest scam of all retail. You're spending more, therefore, that is its own value. And it worked, you know? You consumerist bastards, you took it. You ate it up.
Protected.
Capitalist pigs. I see someone said that's not the point, lol. Look, look, it begins. Someone's feeling it. Are we getting annoyed? Are we getting a little bit annoyed? Yeah, clothing. Clothing is what I was thinking of there, actually. I wasn't really talking about. Remember the trash can Mac Pro? Do you think Drizzlewood should have the serious capacity for map-wide push and pull scenario rather than refreshing on the start of the map? Yeah, I think you're right, man. I think they missed a trick on this map. It's not... Dynamic events in general are just not what they could be, you know, on a meta scale, on a you know, just some of the principles that could be at play with metas if ArenaNet just chilled out about letting people fail, you know. Accept that some of these camps will flip in favor of the Dominion sometimes. Find a way to do it that doesn't feel too cheesy or whatever, feels incremental enough. I don't know, it's hard. It's very hard. It's easy for me to say it's possible when I haven't really looked at the specifics of what the user experience is in a world like that. But I really think there's a lot of untouched potential in dynamic events. I did look at this map with its world versus world leanings as perhaps being able to key into some of that, you know, with territories actually pushing and pulling and it's an actual fluid dynamic thing. But I don't know. I mean, there is kind of this... There's a lot of stuff at play, particularly with killing the map. If more... See, people are stupid. They don't look at what is. They look at what is possible. So if you get like great meta zergs and guilds that are really good at this map and they never lose objectives, therefore their rewards are amazing, you're going to get a lot of casual people who say that any other variation of the map where it is in flux is not real anymore and isn't worth it. And you're going to kill the casual enjoyment of the map just because they'll see what is better. Do you know what I mean? I really believe in that. And so, you know, there's a lot... There are issues on all sides of the spectrum here in terms of the way people are socially and how rewarded we feel. And I think, you know, it's a proven formula that fucking... People like this. They like this. They like hitting the fingernails, as that guy said, of the claw of Jormag with a guaranteed expectation of a chest in a minute. They like the certainty of a nice, clean time sink. That's it. And I do think there are reward schemes and stuff that can sort of get the best of both worlds, but they're hard to figure out. And, you know, people give ArenaNet shit for trying to reinvent the wheel all the time, so shut the fuck up. Let them have their little world bosses, you know, that people are clearly loving. And what's that other thing about the best progress comes in increments rather than, you know, all at once? You know, you got to be gradual about it. And they are innovating in small, minor ways. You know, I would say that the whole thing with the Aura Infusion is something of an innovation in the way that you progress towards it and get it in Drizzlewood. So, you know, they are making movements. They're just small ones, and maybe that's okay. Yeah, this fight does feel a lot like Jakar, which is a little bit disappointing, but whatever, I guess. It took me such a long time to even really engage with this. It's crazy. For the first several weeks, maybe even like 2 months after this patch came out, I did not do this fight even once. I was kind of mind blown to see it. I was like, what the fuck? I'm missing out on like a major event here. I thought that the North meta just kind of fizzled out with the Citadel up there or something. I didn't know they did all of this. I don't know if this came up in an End of Dragons Daily or what, but someone made a really compelling point that this... Oh, no, I think it was in Discord. I think it was Cossage that made this point. That this is kind of like what they could have done with Zaitan. You know how, like, you shoot him out of the sky and then he falls down and now he's incapacitated, he's on the floor and we're fighting him here. This is kind of what they were trying to do with the Glory of Tyria thing with Zaitan. It's just, you know, it was under a very different format, and this final bit where you're fighting on the ground after you've shot off his wings is not there on the Zaitan fight. But it's interesting how similar the two kind of ideas are. My numbers feel extremely low, and I don't know why. What is it? Oh, it's because I'm blood, not soul reaping. That's why. It's because I'm blood. It is actually a really serious damage drop to leave soul reaping on this build. I'm blood because we played Fractals, the Spuds, we played Fractals a couple of days ago, and we were in Dolphin Fractal and struggling on the Jellyfish boss. So I ran blood and Will of Power and stuff just to sort of help people out a bit more. Because it really doesn't matter how quickly you do it. If you're not able to do it at all, just throw on as much quality of life as you want. I'll make a big sacrifice in a situation like that. But that means that blood is still on here, and I didn't realise. This whole stream, I was like, this is way too low. What's going on here? But yeah, I know. I never went to a way station and got an EMP there. What is the best class for a casual player? Like 90 minutes a day tops? Necro. Minion Monster Necro. Well, look. It depends what you mean by best. I'm assuming what you mean by best is what will be easiest. But that's not necessarily the most fun. I mean, you play Necro the whole way through. It's going to be boring in a lot of ways. Because you're just going to be like... I don't know. You're going to have a very shallow experience of the game. As far as the combat's concerned. Maybe then you supplement that with crafting and getting enthusiastic about map comp and all that kind of stuff. So maybe it's okay. But if you're looking for a rich combat experience... The game is very, very, very easy. It's almost laughable that you even ask that question. It's not laughable because obviously you're ignorant to this stuff, so it's fine. But in general, you know, like any class, if you're talking about core and you're just picking the game up. Also, by the way, Heart of Thorns is not as hard anymore as we've been discussing. Whenever I go in there on like a new Path of Fire build, Path of Fire levels of power creep, I'm absolutely slaughtering everything in Heart of Thorns. Like, it's not even close. And you can see it in the background footage for... I think the video's already up. Have you guys seen me on my Rev running around in Verdant Brink? I think you have. That always surprises me. I think that the community's opinion has drifted about Heart of Thorns a little too much. Every time you go in there, people are still always dying to Pokeraptors. Or maybe I'm wrong then. Maybe it's me that's drifted. Yeah, I really think that power creepers... And I will give you something a little bit more objective about this as well. I watched one of my old videos when I was listening for microphone stuff.
Look at this.
Oh, there's an amazing comment on Discord I need to respond to about microphone as well. I need to do... Ooh. Are we still live? I think we are. I just had a weird login error within game. Yeah, I was looking at my old videos. I wish I could throw it up for you guys. And I watched a video called Wooden Potatoes, Elite Specializations, Everything We Know So Far. I think that was it. Let me just search it up on YouTube here. I'm all tabbed out. Wooden Potatoes, Elite Specialization, Everything We Know So Far. Now, was I using the American spelling or was I using the British one? Let me just browse to it the same way that I did before, which is through the comments. I have a good point here, so hold on, guys. Microphone. The floor, Sunqua Peak. Scrolling down. Scrolling down. Leagues explained. Ascended required. Druid raiding screen. Oh, it wasn't elite specializations. It was masteries so far. Alright, here, listen to this, guys. You got the desktop audio ready?
Hey guys, if any of you watched yesterday, you'll know I did another Q&A because I didn't really have very much time to produce videos at the moment, and that's pretty much the same today as well. However, there was a little bit of news, and this is a topic I...
Listen to that even keel voice right there. Listen to that. Very minimal vocal fry. This is not the video! What? That's not even the video. Specializations are coming? That's not it. Where is it? Come on. Alright, whatever. I can't find it. Here's the point. It was a video around Heart of Thorns launch. I'm playing a Reaper, right? And I'm in Verdant Brink on a Reaper. I think it was a press weekend for Heart of Thorns. It might have been a beta. No, it wasn't a beta. It was after Heart of Thorns was out. Now, to be clear, I might have been Condi Reaper, because for a long time, Condi Reaper was a thing, and I couldn't really tell from the footage. It might have been a Deathly Chill build, which back then was way more fun. It was chill deals damage. It wasn't this boring shit about bleed because of the fucking implications of the cleanse balance. Fuck that. Go back to the chill one, please. Anyway, I was here doing this hero challenge down here on a Necro. Now, if anyone can find this video, you'll be amazed. This is Heart of Thorns balance, and I'm swinging away on Reaper, which was way weaker back then because the balance was different back then. And I'm getting like 1k hits, 2k. Like, I'm hitting this thing here, and I'm doing like 2k on an auto attack swing. Like this is, look at that. Like, I'm sorry, but this is not what it used to be. That is not what we all remember about Heart of Thorns. And I can prove it in this video. I'm like struggling here. I remember struggling on this hero challenge all the time. There is considerable power creep. There really is. And I know you're looking at something you're looking at the king, right? You're looking at the ultimate god king here of PvE. A well-spec'd Reaper. But nonetheless, it is kind of crazy to see. And even my core rev and stuff is just bombing this stuff. The power creep has totally changed stuff. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, yeah. Speaking of God Kings, I'm getting into Warhammer a bit. I played a bit of Total War Warhammer yesterday. Are there any Warhammer fans in chat? Are there any Warhammer fans? Warhammer Fantasy. Okay. Is Palawa Joko based on Cetra from Warhammer? Is that what ArenaNet did? Am I wrong? Because I'm a noob with the Warhammer lore. And I'm like, fuck me, this is Joko. Well, they're obviously different. They are obviously different. I'm just saying, like, they're very close though, aren't they? Aren't they just like super arrogant undead mummy kings that get imprisoned for a long period of time? Didn't I just read that about Cetra's story last night? They get imprisoned. I mean, come on. I feel like did Cetra's lore exist before Guild Wars 1 Nightfall? Cetra wasn't imprisoned, he was dead. Well, he was locked away for ages and then he came up, right? I'm not saying it's the same. I'm not saying they're the same fucking character. They're from different universes. I'm saying it looks to me like there's very clear inspiration. You'd say he's closer to Nagash. Who's Nagash? I don't know who that is. Alright, well, look, there wasn't overwhelming resounding yes in the comments, so I guess I'm probably wrong. I mean, the undead mummy king being in prison, then returning is also a plotline in the mummy. Alright, yeah, maybe it's all just drawing from a greater, generally cliche concept that they're all pulling from. Maybe you're right. You like the Skaven best, but it's so expensive. Better invest that money into my favourite streamer. Well, it's on sale. I picked it up because it's a tenner. And I got the mummy guys, so I'm playing them. And I was learning, and I'm playing a guy called Cetra. He's my lord. It's one of those games. There's a lot of features for me to learn, so I'm going very slow at the moment. It's okay, WP, I agree. No. I was a serious question. I'm guessing no. Is the answer no? Yeah, I don't know anything about the game really, so I don't know what makes them special. I just think they look pretty, so I'm playing them. And that, my friends, is what you should do with a Guild Wars 2 class as well.
Look at this.
Just play something that's pretty, because it's all generally possible. Have I played Vermintide? Yeah, I've played loads of Vermintide. The Tomb Kings don't appear in Vermintide though. That game's mostly Skaven and some other agents of chaos. You need both 1 and 2. The maps combined. Well, look, we'll see whether I like it first, and then we'll slowly add DLCs and stuff. But yeah, they did the trailer for the 3rd one. Guys, that's it. Thank you very much for watching the stream. This was supposed to be a shorter one, and it's been about as long as all of them. Thank you, everyone. I hope you've all enjoyed. Oh, Banzan Saber Zero. Thank you very much. Good stuff. Think Brew, Yoti Coyote, Laz Twitch, Ice Blue Guild Wars 2, and Roaming Gnome. You all just got lucky and got subs for free. So thank you very much. Yeah, I gotta go though. I gotta go. Did I miss any other notifications? I hope I didn't. Oh, Anonymous tipped £10, 9 pence. And he put us to a nice and even £4,600. Yeah, let's turn this off. You ready, guys? PC Fund. We went for 2,500 and we got 4,600. So we'll do some cool stuff. Turn that shit off. You missed the mastery point of Lake Doric in my recent video. Yeah, don't worry. I went back and got it later. It's truly insane. Thank you, everybody. Obviously, donations are still there, but they're not in a fund anymore. Maybe I'll do another fund sometime next year, you know? I don't know how long the time should be waiting for that kind of goodwill to reset, so to speak. But if there's something worthwhile we can do, maybe I should consider this more like, you know... Like I did this one out of desperation. But maybe, I don't know. I
swear, I won't harm you.
New house fund. Yeah, I'll set up like a 300k fucking thing up there, shall I? Check your Discord chat. Yeah, I will be. I have a message about the mic stuff that I want to read as well there. Alright, thanks everybody. Take care. And I will see you... Oh, wait. I'm not going to see you tomorrow. I'm not going to see you. I'm going to take 2 days off of streaming. So Monday, Tuesday, there won't be any streams. But look, we streamed in the middle of the week. We streamed from like Tuesday. Is this number 7? Have I just done a week straight? I might have just done a week straight. So yeah, I'm not going to be here tomorrow or the day after. Just so that, because I don't know, I need to, I'm wondering if I'm getting fatigued or whatever. I'll just see. So yeah, especially considering I failed doing a short one here. Will you do a Get End of Dragons contest? Very unlikely. Very unlikely. I did not enjoy the stress of picking those winners. The only way I would do it is if we had like a panel of judges and I wasn't one of them. But now that's even more people getting involved and blah, 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 blah. Right now I have absolutely no plans. Alright, yeah, so I'm not going to be here the next 2 days. But, yeah, so make sure you click follow. I'm not, like, shilling. Honestly, if you click follow, it will tell you the next time I go up, you know, so you won't miss it. Because if you're anything like me, a 2-day break, you might completely forget that this is going on and you won't be around again. So, you know, make sure you follow and then that way you'll get a little reminder, you know. That's all it's for. I don't know if you need to do something extra like a fucking bell feature or whatever. I don't know. Twitch is pretty overloaded. Just look at all the super adventure shit that's around it. Did you see we had a bee and a thing there? So, yeah, anyway, thank you guys. I'll see you next time.